कि कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स ਹੁੰਦੇ ਕੀ हैं, what are carbohydrates, then their classification, then their configuration, and then their out of first types, that is monosaccharides. Under monosaccharides there are two main units, that is glucose and fructose, which has to be done in detail. तो जो ग्लूकोज है, ग्लूकोज से फिर ਅਸੀਂ रिएक्शंस कर चुके सी कि ग्लूकोज ਕਿਹੜੇ रिएक्शंस करता है, एंड उस दे नाल ਸਾਨੂੰ किस तरीके ਨਾਲ क्लीयर ਹੁੰਦਾ है कि जो ग्लूकोज है इट हैज़ ओपन चेन स्ट्रक्चर। ठीक है, ये आप कर चुके हैं कि ग्लूकोज ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਹੜੇ ग्रुप प्रेजेंट होंगे हैं एंड उसमें ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਵੇਂ जस्टिफाई करते हैं। ठीक है, कि किस तरीके ਨਾਲ ਸਾਨੂੰ पता लगता है कि ये ग्रुप्स जो हैं प्रेजेंट है। तो इससे क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है कि अगर मान लो ग्लूकोज ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 5 OH ग्रुप्स हैं तो कोई रिएक्शन दो जो कि ये इंडिकेट कर दे कि हाँ ये ग्लूकोज हैज़ 5 OH ग्रुप्स। ठीक, इस तरीके नाल कोई भी रिएक्शन शो करो जिस दे नाल ये पता लगता है कि ग्लूकोज हैज़ एल्डिहाइड ग्रुप। सो ये असी स्ट्रक्चरल इलूसिडेशन कर चुके हैं। असी उस तो लास्ट में की कनक्लूड किया कि ग्लूकोज हैज़ ओपन चेन स्ट्रक्चर। ठीक, इत्थे तक असी कर चुके हैं कल। उस तो अगे असी ये करना है कि जो ग्लूकोज है उसका ओपन चेन स्ट्रक्चर जो है, इसनों भी कई ऑब्जेक्शंस हुए एंड उसदे विच सी कि अगर ओपन चेन स्ट्रक्चर होंदा है तो कुछ रिएक्शंस हैं जो कि एक्सप्लेन नहीं किए जा सकते। ठीक है, इट मीनस कि जो ओपन चेन स्ट्रक्चर है इट हैज़ सम लिमिटेशंस। ताकि लिमिटेशंस हैं उस तो बाद असी लिमिटेशंस नूं किवें इंप्रूव करते हैं कि जो रिएक्शंस वो नहीं दे पा रहा ओपन चेन ग्लूकोज स्ट्रक्चर, तो फिर उसका स्ट्रक्चर कह जा होना चाहिए, तो उसका स्ट्रक्चर रिंग स्ट्रक्चर होना चाहिए। ठीक है, फिर असी अगे करांगे जस्टिफाई करांगे कि हाँ ये रिएक्शंस हैं जो कि रिंग स्ट्रक्चर ही एक्सप्लेन कर सकता है। ठीक है, तो असी इन्ना होर अगे करना है। तो सब तो पहला हुण असी जिथे खत्म किया सी दैट इज ग्लूकोज हैज़ ओपन चेन स्ट्रक्चर, उसनों अगे असी कंटिन्यू करते हैं। एंड हुण स्क्रीन शेयर करूँगी तो उस विच अगर किसी नूं नहीं शेयर होगा तो प्लीज़ मैसेज करियो नाल दी नाल। ठीक है, हाँ जी, विजिबल है स्क्रीन सारिਆਂ ਨੂੰ? स्क्रीन विजिबल है?
नो मैम।
ओके, नाउ स्क्रीन विजिबल है?
यस मैम।
तो असी हुण नैक्सट असी उस विच लास्ट एक किया सी कि ग्लूकोज एंड फ्रक्टोज बोथ गिव्स ओसाजोन और बोथ हैव ओसाजोन फॉर्मेशन। तो ओसाजोन फॉर्मेशन बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है, इसका मैकेनिज्म मोस्टली पूछा जाता है। ठीक है, तो साडे कोल है कि हुण असी ग्लूकोज एंड फ्रक्टोज लई एक कॉमन मैकेनिज्म यूज़ कर रहे हैं। वी आर यूजिंग अ कॉमन मैकेनिज्म फॉर ग्लूकोज एंड फ्रक्टोज। एंड हियर इज द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ ग्लूकोज। यू कैन सी it has aldehyde group CHO, and to the second carbon one H is attached, one OH group is attached, and other is R group. What is R group is? Glucose has 6 carbon atoms, so 2 are shown, other 4 are included in this R group. We will be showing the formula of R. Okay, the glucose has a general structure CHO group on first carbon, then on second carbon H and OH group is attached, and other is R group, which includes 4 other carbon atoms of glucose. And then when it is treated with phenylhydrazine, that is C6H5NH2 phenylhydrazine, then O of aldehyde group, that is carbonyl oxygen, and this hydrogen as water is removed, and this whole group gets attached to double bond, that is NHC NHC6H5, NHC6H5. Okay, then this is in equilibrium with, dynamic equilibrium with this structure, where this bond, these electrons move to this carbon, these electrons move to nitrogen. So the structure becomes this hydrogen, which is removed from this carbon, gets joined to this nitrogen. So this gives double bond, and this hydrogen is attached to this nitrogen, NHC6. All remaining is as such, COH, and this hydrogen is attached to this nitrogen. These electrons move to this, so this positive charge of this hydrogen is neutralized here. So NHC6H5. Then further, this hydrogen combines with this NH, and so C6H5NH2 is removed as aniline. Here it is removed, and remaining is these electrons move to this, that is C double bond OH bond. These electrons move to this, that is here double bond is formed, that is C double bond NH, and these electrons move to this, so therefore it is C double bond O, and this group is removed as aniline by accepting this hydrogen. And then next is C double bond NH is formed, C double bond O is formed, remaining is same. So when it is treated with second molecule of phenylhydrazine, here it is first molecule, then when it is treated with second molecule of phenylhydrazine, this molecule also attached through double bond, so this O and H2 are removed as water, and remaining group gets attached to this carbon, that is C double bond N NHC6H5, and remaining is same. And then the third molecule of phenylhydrazine reacts with this, and then this gets attached through this N double bond, that is N NHC6H5, and this H2 and NH is removed as ammonia. So finally we get CH double bond N NHC6H5, C double bond N NHC65 as OSA zone with remaining R group, and where R group is CHOH 3 times CH2OH, that is remaining 4 carbons are shown as R group. Yes.
अमोनिया का वो हुआ दोबारा तो सेवा अमोनिया का रिमूव हुआ.
Okay. And this here it is NH group. NH combines with H2 as ammonia is released, and remaining group NHC6H5 is attached here. Double bond NHC6H5. This NH group and this H2 is removed as ammonia. So we get OSA zone, where R group is this group. We have taken this group as R to just simplify our mechanism. Otherwise, it will be too hectic to write these again and again. So is it clear? Mechanism of OSA zone for glucose. It is very important. Glucose with one first molecule of phenylhydrazine, then aniline is removed, then with second molecule of phenylhydrazine, and then third molecule of phenylhydrazine, means for the formation of OSA zone 3 molecules of phenylhydrazine are fused. Then similarly we move to fructose. In fructose also the mechanism is exactly same, and now here is, instead of aldehyde group, here it is ketone to the second carbon atom. First carbon is CH2OH, C double bond O, remaining group is R, it is same, that is CHOH 3 times CH2OH, and when it reacts with first molecule of phenylhydrazine, this group gets attached through this carbon. O and H2 are removed as water, remaining group gets attached to carbon through double bond, that is C double bond NNH C6H5. Is it clear? Then this group can be shown as CHOHH to just simplify our mechanism. So now these electrons of CH bond moves between this carbon forming double bond. These electrons move to nitrogen, and this nitrogen gets attached with this hydrogen to neutralize its charge. So we get C double bond and here NH. Here was single N, it gets attached to this NHC6H5, while other structure remaining the same. Then second is, this group is removed as aniline, as in glucose. This nitrogen gets attached to nitrogen as aniline, and others are, these electrons move in between these electrons move in between these, so we get CH double bond O, C double bond NH, and it is R group. Then when it combines with second molecule of phenylhydrazine, same procedure, H2 and O are removed as water, and while the other group is attached as such here, that is double bond N, NHC6H5 and double bond NH. When this reacts with third molecule of phenylhydrazine, again ammonia is released as seen earlier, and oxazone is formed. So the mechanism for both is very comparable and very similar. If you remember mechanism of one, you can write the mechanism for the other also. Is it clear? In this also R group is same as in glucose. So both these mechanisms are important. Any one can be asked, or you can write general mechanism in general form, but don't forget to specify the R group. So next is limitations of open chain structure of glucose. Till now we concluded that glucose has an open structure, but it does not undergo certain characteristic reactions of aldehydes and ketones. The reactions which they undergo of aldehydes are, anyone can answer? Like reaction with hydroxylamine, NH2OH, with HCN, with phenylhydrazine. Similarly, glucose should react with sodium bisulfite, but it does not react with sodium bisulfite. It indicates that glucose is not a open chain structure. Okay, then glucose reacts with hydroxylamine, NH2OH, but glucose pentaacetate, as we seen earlier, pentaacetate formed does not react with hydroxylamine. It again shows that glucose does not have a open chain structure only. So glucose also exists in two cyclic forms that are alpha D glucose and beta D glucose. these both structures cannot be explained with open chain structure. So this is also a limitation. Then a very important process, mutarotation. This cannot be explained by open chain structure, and it exists in two isomeric cyclic methyl glucosides. These two structures also cannot be explained by open chain structure, and ultimately UV spectrum also does not show any free aldehydic group in the graph. Free aldehydic group in the graph. This also indicates that glucose does not have only open chain structure. So these were the limitations due to which of open chain structure. Therefore, the next structure, that is ring structure, came into existence, and that is, then what is the advantages of ring structure? If we take ring structure, it can explain mutarotation. How it can explain mutarotation, we will see further. Then it can specify that typical aldehyde reactions like reactions with HCN, hydroxylamine, phenyldihydrazine and sodium bisulfite all can be explained. Then formation of two cyclic isomeric methyl glucosides can also be shown, and two anomeric forms of glucose pentaacetate can also be shown. So ring structure has advantages over this, or we can say it can overcome the limitations of open chain structure. So next is, what is mutarotation? Because mutarotation also cannot be explained by open chain structure. So mutarotation is a change in specific rotation of an optically active compound with time to an equilibrium value is called mutarotation. That is change in specific rotation with time to an equilibrium value. That is, after some time it reaches to some constant value. Example, the open chain structure has specific rotation of 52.7 and the alpha D isomer, we assume that glucose has ring structure. It has two ring structures, alpha and beta. Alpha and beta structures. Alpha has specific rotation 112 degree and beta has 19 degree. So if in a mixture only one component is present, that is only alpha D glucose is present, then after some time the specific rotation of the mixture will be 52.7. That is, whether the Rumida rotation of starting mixture is 19 or whether it is 112, it will change to a equilibrium value, that is 52.7. So and glucose mutarotation, this equilibrium value can only be explained by cyclic structures, ring structures, which are alpha D glucose and beta D glucose structures. But how can we represent these structures? This is open chain structure, as we already know, CHO, COH, CH, OH. Means first is aldehyde group, then to the second carbon, OH group is present on the right side, then to third carbon, OH group is present on the left side, then fourth and fifth carbon has OH on the right sides. This is the open chain structure. And thus, the first carbon, CHO, this carbon forms ring with fifth carbon, this carbon forms ring with this carbon, and this oxygen moves in between. This oxygen moves in between, and this hydrogen moves to first carbon. So it forms this hydrogen of fifth carbon moves to carbon of first and it forms OH group. It forms OH group, that is COH. Hydrogen is already present on that carbon. So first carbon has OH on right side, H on left side, or it can be written as OH group on the left side and H group on the right side. It can be shown, this cyclic structure can be shown as OH group on left side or OH group on the right side. If OH group is on the left side, then the structure is alpha, then structure is alpha D glucose. If this OH group is on the left side, then it is beta D glucose. So mutarotation is a sudden change in specific rotation of an optically active molecule with the time to an equilibrium value. It can be shown in cyclic structures of glucose only. Open chain structure has specific rotation of 52.7 degree. Alpha has specific rotation of 112 degree and beta has specific rotation of 19 degree. Specific rotation means, what is specific rotation? Means the molecule can rotate the plane of plane polarized light. It is these values are in positive, that is to the right direction. Both molecules are rotating, alpha and beta are rotating the plane polarized light to the right direction, alpha by 112 degree and beta by 19 degree. Okay, but both changes to an equilibrium value, that is 52.7 after some time. That is, this is mutarotation. So mutarotation can only be explained by the cyclic structures or say ring structures of glucose. Then next is the ring structures of glucose. The ring structures are very important in question. These structures can be asked to draw alpha and beta D glucose structures, but it is written glucopyranose. Glucopyranose. Why pyranose? Because these structures resemble pyrene. These structures resemble pyrene. Pyrene with 5 carbons and 1 oxygen in a chain. 5 carbons, 1 oxygen in a chain, that is 6-membered ring, and its name is pyrene. Similarly, the structures of glucose which we have drawn are again 6-membered rings, 1 carbon, 2 carbon, 3 carbon, 4 carbon, 5 carbon, and 6th is oxygen atom. So in this structure, first, second, third, fourth, fifth carbons are in a ring and 6th atom is oxygen, just like pyrene. So it can also be written as alpha D glucopyranose. Pyranose is due to its structure like pyrene, and this structure is Fischer projection formula. This structure is Fischer formula, and this structure is Fischer projection formula, or these can be drawn in Haworth projection formula as this. In this, we just draw a hexagon. This oxygen is taken here in hexagon, and then from first carbon we start from here, first carbon, then second carbon, then third carbon, then fourth carbon, and then last is fifth carbon and sixth carbon. We write these groups on the right side. We write these groups on right side on the lower side of hexagon. That is, first carbon OH group is present. It is written here. Then second again OH on the lower side. Then third carbon has hydrogen on the right side, so it is here on the lower side, and then OH, lower OH on the lower side. And this carbon, fifth carbon, has CH2OH and H, so CH2OH is always written on the top and H on the lower side. So this Fischer projection formula can be written in Haworth's projection formula. By just seeing the structure, we can draw this Haworth projection formula, in which the groups on the right side are taken on the lower side and groups on the left side are taken on the upper side. So it is Haworth projection formula. Similarly, we can write for beta. In beta, the difference is only of first carbon, just of first carbon. The group on left side is OH group, on the right side is H, therefore it is beta D glucose or beta D glucopyranose. Again, the Haworth structure formula is written in similar way. All the groups on the right side are written on the lower side, and groups of left side are written on the upper side. And this structure is similar to structure of first. Difference is only of configuration around first carbon, and rest is same. In alpha, OH group is on the lower side, and in the beta, OH group is on the upper side. So these are the cyclic structures of glucose in the Fischer projection formula and in the Haworth projection formula. Any of these structures can be asked in exams. And then next is ring size. Ring size of glucose. That is, we have taken glucose in pyrene form only. In pyrene form. Pyrene form means we have drawn structures in which these have 6 atoms in a chain, 1 oxygen and remaining is carbon. But how we know that it has 6 atoms in a ring? This can be seen by a sequence of reactions. This is our D-glucose ring structure. If it is treated with methyl alcohol and HCl, it gives this, in which only hydrogen of first OH group is replaced with methyl group. Hydrogen of only first carbon is replaced with methyl group, and it is methyl glucoside. Why it is beta? Because OH group must be on left side, therefore CH3 group is added on the left side, therefore it is a beta, methyl beta D glucoside. And when it is treated with dimethyl sulfate in the presence of NaOH, this product is formed in which all other hydrogens of OH group are replaced with methyl group, that is methyl 2, 3, 4, 6 tetra O methyl beta D glucoside. And when this product is further treated with dilute HCl, it gives this structure in which only methyl of first hydrogen is replaced with hydrogen, all other are as such, and this is in dynamic equilibrium with this open chain structure in which this changes to CHO and O and HS attached to this carbon, and this structure is formed, this compound is formed, which on further reaction with concentrated nitric acid gives this, in which only COHO group is changed to COOH, others same. With concentrated nitric acid, as it is a strong oxidizing agent, aldehyde group is changed to carboxylic group, other is same. Now in this cleavage, carbon-carbon cleavage can take place in two ways. This 5 to 6 that is bond can break between C5 and C6. If this bond breaks, then we get this as a main product, in which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons are present in a molecule. These top 5 carbons are present and last carbon is released. So top 5 carbons have terminal positions COH groups, while others are same. This is glutaric acid, and other 3 are trimethoxy groups, so trimethoxy glutaric acid. And if bond between C4 and C5 breaks, then we will have a compound with 4 carbons, that is with 4 carbons in which terminal groups are COOH group, and it is succinic acid with 4 carbons, and it is dimethoxy succinic acid. So the experiment conducted by a scientist shows that the two final products formed are trimethoxy glutaric acid and dimethoxy succinic acid, and these products are only possible if it has a ring of 6 carbons. This 6 atoms, that is 5 carbons and 1 oxygen. It is important till this. Now if we see it has a ring of 5 atoms, that is 4 carbon and 1 oxygen, then by performing same sequence of steps, that is by treating dimethyl sulfate, then with dilute HCl, and then with concentrated nitric acid, and then these two bonds can break, and then we must have these as a final products, but discussion shows that, and X-ray analysis shows that the earlier 2 products are only formed, so glucose must have ring of 6 atoms, that is 5 carbon and 1 oxygen, that is it has pyranose rings. So these 2 compounds leads to the result that the ring size of glucose is of 6 atoms, that is 5 carbons and 1 oxygen, that is it has glucopyranose rings. It may be alpha or it may be beta. This is all about glucose. Then next we will start with the reactions of fructose, and then the mechanism of mutarotation, and then with some other topic, that is interconversions of aldehyde into ketone, or from 5 carbon to 6 carbon, or from 6 carbon to 5 carbon, that is interconversions of carbohydrates. We will continue with that in next lecture. हाँ जी बेटा बोलो. कोई डाउट है तो आप पूछ सकते हो, समझ आ गया?